In the early morning of February 28, 1994, 6 volunteer pilots from the Bosnian Serb Air Force took off on a dangerous bombing mission, breaking NATO's no-fly zone over Bosnia. Their leader, Ranko Vukmirovic, led the group in outdated J-21 Jastreb jets, slow and poorly armed compared to NATO's modern F-16 fighters. To avoid detection, they flew low to the ground, but as they neared their target, a weapons factory, they had to climb higher, instantly appearing on NATO radar. 50 miles away, the U.S. Air Force F-16s received the alert about 6 enemy aircraft. The American pilots turned to intercept. Vukmirovic and his men soon spotted the F-16s streaking toward them. Despite the threat, they pressed on. The American jets roared past, leaving trails in the sky, but didn't fire immediately. Believing the Americans might only warn them, the Serb pilots continued their bombing run. Using simple optical sights, the Jastrebs released their 550-pound bombs, striking the weapons factory from several angles. Moments later, NATO command gave the order, weapons free. The F-16s turned back and locked onto the retreating Serbian jets. One missile-launched AMRAAM-120 AMRAAM raced through the sky and struck one of the Jastrebs, tearing it apart. The remaining pilots broke formation and dove for the valleys, trying to escape. Behind them, another F-16 fired a Sidewinder missile at pilots Leighton Krnalik. It exploded near power lines, damaging his tail but sparing his life. His radio was dead, and he was alone, but the American fighter pulled away low on fuel and unwilling to waste another missile. Meanwhile, further back, Vukmirovic and his wingman Makarovic were still being chased. A missile destroyed one jet instantly, and another hit Makarovic's engines, forcing him to eject as his plane burst into flames. 2 more F-16s arrived to finish the pursuit. Now only 2 Jastrebs remained, Vukmirovic and Goran Zaric. They dove through mountain valleys at top speed, desperately trying to lose their pursuers. Out of options, Vukmirovic made a last, desperate move. "Follow me," he shouted, diving straight toward a cliff and pulling up at the last second. His jet clipped the ground and exploded on impact. Zaric managed to pull up, but moments later, an American missile struck his plane. He ejected, but his parachute didn't open in time, and he was killed instantly. The final surviving Jastreb was Krnalik, limping home in his damaged jet. As he flew low over the countryside, an F-16 appeared beside him. Expecting death, he reached for his ejection handle, but instead, the American pilot looked at him, raised a hand in salute, and flew away. Out of 6 Serbian pilots, only 3 survived. The battle became known as the Banja Luka Incident, NATO's first-ever combat engagement. American pilot Robert Wilbur Wright was credited with 3 air-to-air kills, the most by a U.S. pilot in a single mission since the Korean War, while his wingman Stephen Yogi Allen scored 1.